Is there a type of game you just don't play? Or maybe you can't for reasons, like how an RTS or a JRPG may not be engaging enough for you. Or how MMORPGs are massive time sinks, and as you age, spending time in one may not be what you want to do. Or maybe how MOBAs have a community that makes you want to vanish from the face of the planet, so you quit since you no longer want to hate yourself. For me, it's fighting games. I haven't actively played a fighting game in years, and yet I absolutely adore them. And this all came to mind because of the recent release of DNF Duel. I think fighting games are one of the most intriguing concepts, just in general. They're overall simplistic in how actions are executed, and how matches are settled. But even if your goal is simple, the steps to get there are incredibly in-depth. And unfortunately, they're mostly unwritten. I spend a lot of time watching videos about fighting game theory, and that alone can get overwhelming. Zoning, neutral, footsies, juggling, and anti-airs are only a few off the top of my head. A cursory glance at the Street Fighter wiki states that there are over 100 other terms that pertain to gameplay and theory. I know I've never memorized that much information successfully, much less put it into practice. And that's a huge part of fighting games. Spending hours in training to perfect a combo is common for a lot of players. But I just can't do that. Doing the same thing over and over sounds mind-numbingly uninteresting. At most, I can perfect a 6 to 8 string combo and land it on a dummy without fail. The problem is, when I go online, the combo disappears from my memory. So many other macro things occupy my brain that basic button inputs become impossible. My focus will turn to blocking, dodging, and, understanding how a combo completely wipes out 40% of my HP. But because of that, I can't put in a simple 6-string combo. It's far too out of my reach. And I want to. I want so badly to understand why I'm getting my butt kicked and how to reverse it, how to do anything about it. I study the controls and concepts like a man possessed, but my fingers can't do it. It's not disheartening, it's infuriating. I know over time our bodies can't keep up with the fast actions of certain games, but I'm not that old. I can play other games just fine, even at a high level when I put my mind to it. But with fighting games, I can't even hit 6 stupid buttons in a certain order, and even if by some miracle I get the combo off, I'm immediately punished since I can't follow it up. That is disheartening. Practicing over and over to finally succeed, and then you realize it's not enough to actually reach the final goal of the game. But none of that stops me from loving fighting games. Sure, I'm completely inept at them, but I still love watching people who are far more skilled than me. With the amount of studying I've done, I can understand what's happening, even if I can't execute it. And that's half the fun for me. I compare it to people who watch sports, but don't actually play at a professional level. They still get it, they still love what's happening. I love watching FGC events. The electricity in the crowd is intoxicating, and the stories that come from them are unforgettable. I've never been to EVO, but I know about Moment 37, or the time Sonic Fox unequipped his hat and rocked a set. There's amazing story moments happening in real life, all because of the love people have for fighting games. It has one of the most committed fan bases, and obviously there's negative people and elitists in there, but the ones I've met at locals are some of the friendliest people. They just want others to experience games they love. Even if it's a single fight full of button mashing, the community wants you to experience it. This isn't just about me and fighting games either. I know others feel this way about other games. My go-to example is League of Legends and its pro scene. Many players have quit League over its decade-long lifespan, but will still tune into the World Championship. Though viewership has dropped substantially over time, people still watch to experience the skills of players they can never reach. And many want to see those real-world stories that stem from competition. It's a shame they are few and far between with the current state of the LCS. Bonds and experiences that come from sharing a like interest, even League of Legends, are irreplaceable. And I think that's what everyone wants. We want others to love the things we love, but many times, even accidentally, we'll end up gatekeeping for dumb reasons. Like people who say you aren't a real Dark Souls fan if you haven't played a certain way, or you aren't a real Kamen Rider fan if you haven't seen every single season. That's stupid. There's no other word for it. People have different interests and show their love in different ways. Whether that's cosplaying a character from a show they've only seen clips of, or playing the newest game in a franchise just to see the hype. And that's okay. Everyone is allowed to enjoy whatever they like. The worst that can happen is that they'll move on from it. Or, the best thing that can happen is that they'll fall so in love with it that it becomes part of their personality, even if they don't partake in the community in the expected way. So I'll keep going to locals and to tournaments and tuning into streams to watch the gameplay and see people's cosplays and hear their opinions, because I'm not good enough to play, but I absolutely love the community and camaraderie of the FGC. I want to give a huge shout out to Hubert for letting me use his DNF dual footage for this video. I experienced high level Berserker gameplay through him, and you should definitely check him out. There's no natural way for me to ask you to like, comment, and subscribe, but feel free to do so if you're so inclined. Take care of yourselves, and remember to drink your juice boxes.